High Court in Johannesburg has granted an urgent interdict against two warring taxi associations. This follows the weekend clash between the Witwatersrand African Taxi Owners Association and the Mansfield Dube West Taxi Association. 6 taxis in the Joburg CBD were torched. Manqoba Mchunu is following this story for us. He joins us now live. So, of course, naturally, commuters have been caught in the middle of all of this. What are they saying?
Well, Shahan, the commuters are really concerned, and understandably so, because this speaks to the issue of their safety. You recall that this is not, of course, the first time that we've seen violence of this nature in Soweto. We saw similar scenes in 2016 as well as 2019, where eventually some of these taxi routes were closed by the MEC for transport in the province amid safety concerns. So the commuters saying that, you know, in all of this, they are the ones who have really been bearing the brunt, given that they are ones whose lives are simply put in danger by being in those taxis. So we did manage to speak to some of them this morning. You recall that Nandue, which is the Mansfield Dube West Taxi Association, is saying that they're not going to be continuing, Shahan, with their operations amid safety concerns. So we saw many of those passengers or commuters walking this morning trying to find alternative transport, but they're saying that the biggest concern, of course, is their own safety, given that in the past we have seen some of them being caught in the crossfire. But just take a listen to what some of them had to say.
Asiphephanga futhi nje the past year and this year asiphephanga yabo violence nje eningi nje emateksini. So it is what it is at the end of the day. Kwamele sifike emsebenzini.
Akudala lento yabo iona asazi government nayo akazama plan ukuthi azama ikhuze lento ngoba seyibaphethe manje.
We are just only passengers, so as now at some stage sigcina chaphazela kwanathi futhi abagibeli.
So, of course, we saw this also in 2019. Are we getting any closer to a resolution here? Because this is ongoing.
Well, Shahan, it doesn't seem like. I mean, it's something that keeps on resurging almost every 2 years. If you look at what, the history is showing us. And, the taxi associations themselves are quite optimistic. When you speak to them, they will tell you that, they are close to brokering a peace deal. But, of course, the issue of the routes, that remains unresolved. And they are pointing fingers at the Department of Transport, saying that it is the one that is responsible for actually messing up the whole issue of routes. So they are saying that until the department steps in and fix this particular problem, then that violence is not going to end. But they're quite optimistic this time around, though, that they will be able to meet each other. They are supposed to meet on Wednesday again with the MEC of Transport to try and perhaps find a resolution to this whole impasse. But the department, Shahan, taking a step further to try and perhaps stop the violence that we've seen over the past few days. They've now approached the courts to interdict these taxi associations from further violence, but also importantly from trying to block any other modes of transport, which include buses, which include other taxi associations, from continuing with their job. But take a listen to the department spokesperson, Theo Goki, explaining further what exactly this interdict entails.
According to the Johannesburg High Court, the chairpersons of both associations and their members are interdicted from preventing, obstructing or otherwise interfering with the rights of taxi operators or any other public transport operators to operate their transport businesses between Soweto and the Johannesburg CBD. It further interdicts the associations from intimidating, committing or threatening to commit acts of violence against any public transport operator, their agents or employees, and members of the public who make use and who wish to make use of the bus service between Soweto and the Johannesburg CBD.